mind strength for sports, and edge on your competition. Mastering 5 mental toughness skills to become a winner in your game and in life. Here is sports performance coach Sean Goodsell.
You spend hours practicing and preparing to be your best for the big game. Rarely does this preparation include training your mind to win the game within the game. I would like to be your mental toughness coach by helping you gain a mental edge and helping you master 5 keys that will empower you to be your best when it counts the most.
The control game.
Mastering the control game requires that you realize the most significant form of power you have is your choice. You have choices concerning what you will think, how you act, and what you focus on. In the midst of a game or match, there are literally hundreds of plays. Some you are at the center of, and some you are not. What meaning you choose to read into these plays gives you significant power, or it puts you at a significant disadvantage. In hockey, if you shoot the puck wide or miss a coverage, as well as make any other mistake during a crucial moment in the game, and you choose to make that mean you cannot score or are less of a player than you truly are, you hurt yourself. If you decide instead to make it mean you were very close to making a play, and next time you bear down and focus, then you maintain your power by choosing an empowering personal interpretation. Mastering the control game requires that you utilize your choice to give positive, empowering meaning to plays and events that in the past have sent you on a downward spiral of negativity, making it virtually impossible to be your best for the rest of the game. Here are the keys to mastering the control game. Create multiple positive interpretations for different negative events that have happened in the past. Secondly, believing your choice is the single most powerful tool you have as an athlete and utilizing it to launch you into consistent and maximized performance. As you work to master the control game, you are now prepared to take on the next key to be mastered.
The focus game.
Focusing means investing mental energy into something. Concentration is the length of time you spend dedicating mental energy to that aspect of the game. The ability to be intentional about how you invest your mental energy gets you started on mastering the focus game. When the game begins, there can be many thoughts competing for your attention and focus. However, mastering the focus game requires clearly defining high-impact actions. High-impact actions are those actions that are significant in determining the outcome of the game or match, and then focusing your attention and mental energy on those high-impact actions. In basketball, getting to loose balls as well as defensively beating your opponent to different spots on the floor dictate the flow of the game and can be significant in the outcome. Therefore, these would be examples of high-impact actions and quality points of focus and concentration. The enemy of this type of focus are distractions. Distractions are anything that you invest mental energy in unrelated to the outcome of the game. In football, investing mental energy on what you're going to do after the game would be a distraction, as well as putting any focus on the weather, past mistakes, or getting overly confident because of the positives that may have already happened. Distractions come from 2 places: your environment as well as the internal dialogue you carry on inside of you. As you practice mastering the focus game, you will notice that you have fewer thoughts, but the thoughts you think will be clearer and will empty your mind of unnecessary thoughts that have interfered with your capacity to play creatively and freely in the past. Here are the keys to mastering the focus game. Clearly identify high-impact actions. Those actions that when executed with excellence lead to the outcomes you want. Secondly, make these actions the focus of your mental energy, allowing all others to die because of lack of attention. When we don't give mental energy to something, it is as though it doesn't exist. A good way of thinking about this is whatever we give attention to grows, and whatever we stop giving attention to dies. As you begin to master the control and focus game, I want to help you master the third key.
The expectations game.
Every athlete has expectations going into a game. Expectations are what you believe is going to happen as well as how you believe you should play. Your expectations either set you up to be emotionally stable during the game, or they can set you up for emotional volatility. The difference is keeping expectations realistic as opposed to unrealistic. What you need to master here is creating realistic expectations for yourself as well as your team. When golfing, if you go into a round expecting to never hit a bad shot or miss a fairway or a 5-foot putt, that's not very realistic. These expectations set you up for frustration and put you in an emotional state that hurts your ability to be your best. Adjusting your expectations to be you want to hit the majority of your shots crisp and clean and relax yourself when preparing for putts are more consistent with realistic expectations and allows you to maintain your mental stability during the course of the round. Keeping your expectations realistic sets the stage for you to stay poised and can eliminate the toxic frustration and negativity that results from believing you are letting yourself as well as your teammates down because of unrealistic expectations. Here are the keys to mastering the expectations game. Determine the quality of your emotions. Are you easily and often frustrated? If so, your expectations are most likely unrealistic and lead you to wanting to give up. Secondly, take what you know will most likely happen and build your expectations around those things. Doing that will help you stabilize your emotions and not become so easily frustrated when things do not line up. Maintaining this perspective helps to keep you emotionally stable. Mastering the control, focus, and expectations game gives you a significant mental edge. In any sport, there are moments of great exhilaration as well as deep disappointment. Because of this, it is important that you learn to master the fourth key.
The disappointment game.
Because you strive to be your best means you have to invest all that you have, both mentally and physically, in your sport. Rarely do you accomplish anything of great significance without doing so. However, there are never any guarantees that doing this means you will accomplish everything you want. For this reason, preparing and planning to manage some disappointing moments gives you a significant advantage when striving to be your best. Deep disappointment is part of the formula for success because there is no real accomplishment without the possibility of failure and disappointment. As a football player, you spend hours in the weight room, running, planning, eating right, and practicing. You do all of this because you are preparing to be your best and help your team win a title. The last game of the year doesn't go the way you hoped and you walk off the field utterly devastated. If you're not prepared for this, you may alter the way you play next year, resolving never to invest yourself ever again because you don't want to feel this type of disappointment. This is why mastering the disappointment game is vital when striving for achievement. Simply stated, disappointment will always be part of the equation that leads to accomplishment. Accepting this as a rule allows you to invest yourself without regret. Here are the keys to mastering the disappointment game. Accepting the probability of disappointment as part of the formula for success. Secondly, create a plan now for how you would like to deal with disappointing moments. This gives you the power to not fear them. Being your best hinges on your ability to manage difficult, sometimes extremely intense emotions. Emotions play a significant role in your performance. Disappointment is one of those emotions, as well as overwhelming anger and frustration. What you do with these emotions, as well as others, is important in securing a mental edge. Because managing these intense emotions that come with competition can be a challenge, mastering the composure game is vital.
The Composure Game.
Being composed is the ability to maintain an inner state of calm when things all around you are chaotic. Competition is filled with situations that challenge your ability to stay composed. Games are filled with emotionally charged events that either steal momentum or provide it. Because of this, mastering this part of the game within the game gives you a significant edge on your opponent. As a baseball player, there are moments in the game where the other team may be getting hit after hit, run after run, and as you pitch or field, you start to feel yourself get stressed or fearful. Bringing these types of emotions to the plate the next inning most likely will alter your decision-making, impacting the quality of your next at-bat, or if you're in the field, the quality of your next fielding opportunity. Mastering the composure game requires that you keep your thinking fixated on the here and now, which means fighting to make sure that you do not allow your mind to drift into the past or future, as well as funneling intense emotion into behaviors that lead to quality performance. It becomes very easy to start thinking about the past or the future when the events around you are out of control. When this happens, being intentional about here and now thinking helps you to maintain your inner peace and keep your emotions from negatively impacting your opportunities. One phrase I would like to have you memorize is, never too high, never too low. This means maintain a calm and yet intensely focused energy on what needs to happen in the moment. Keeping your thinking on the things going on in the present will help you master the composure game. A simple way to think about the composure game is to be in charge of your emotions and not allow the events of the game to negatively disrupt your inner calm. Here are the keys to mastering the composure game. Accept that part of competition is some things go your way and some things do not. And secondly, train yourself to keep your thinking focused on the here and now. This will help you to be never too high, never too low, and not allow outside events to disrupt your inner calm. Each of these 5 keys requires training. Working at them throughout your day, during practice, and certainly during your games and matches will ensure that you are gaining a mental edge on your opponent and will help you be your best when it counts the most. I am performance coach Sean Goodsell.
With a bachelor's degree in communications and a master's degree in counseling psychology, Sean Goodsell has 23 years of experience working with young adults and kids on the mental aspects of their game. He teaches them the often missed mental skills that are so needed to live life and play sports in a manner that brings not only fun, but solidifies the important life lessons inherent in sports. Sean has worked with professional golfers, national championship hockey players, professional triathletes, state champion football and hockey players, as well as those athletes who simply want to make the team. Every athlete can experience benefits from having a greater understanding of how they can utilize mind skills to perform at higher levels and improve their enjoyment in the sports they play.